Let's just get this straight. The Instagram algorithm does not hate you. You just need to understand what I'm going to talk about in this video so you can instead use the Instagram algorithm to your advantage. In short, the Instagram algorithm is a feedback loop designed to put the most engaging content in front of its users so they spend more time on the platform, consume more content, and therefore see more ads, which helps Instagram turn more of a profit. Now, each person's feed on Instagram is entirely unique and they are shown content based on their interests and how they interact on the platform. If someone interacts with a lot of dog photos, Instagram will show them a lot of content about dogs. If someone interacts with a lot of travel photos or fitness photos, they're going to show them a lot of travel or fitness content because that's what they enjoy. Instagram is trying to put content that people enjoy in front of them so they stay there for longer. Instagram want to show the most engaging content to their users to keep them on the platform for longer. Your goal is to be that content creator putting out that engaging content that Instagram are promoting for free so you can get insane reach without having to spend a dime. How exactly do you do that though? Well, essentially it comes down to the way that people interact with your content. Based off those interactions, Instagram can work out who best enjoys your content and show it to more of those people. And as long as they enjoy it, they will keep pushing it to more and more people. Now, there are a handful of ways that people can interact with your content. They can like, comment, share, or save it. On top of this, Instagram are also tracking the session time of which people spend on your content. So do they see the photo, like it, and scroll past it in half a second, or do they sit there and watch the Instagram TV video for 5 minutes? Now, likes are definitely not as important as they used to be. Someone can like your content while also only spending half a second on it and scrolling through, which is not very valuable to Instagram, who are trying to keep people on there for as long as possible. But at the end of the day, they still do help. They still do show Instagram that you enjoy that content, and it will mean that if someone likes your photo, next time you post, chances are you're going to be higher up in that person's feed, because if Instagram know that you like this person's content, they're going to keep showing it to you. However, when it comes to actually getting promoted by Instagram, likes don't really matter as much as I guess a lot of people may think. Comments, on the other hand, are more influential than likes in the algorithm, but only when they're actually genuine. Instagram can tell when a comment has no depth to it and that it is just a bot that is commenting or someone from an engagement group that's just copying and pasting a comment. Instagram can tell when that happens. But if you're getting plenty of genuine comments, and an easy way to tell if you're getting genuine comments is people are actually making comments as questions regarding the post, or it is a specific compliment regarding the post, or if someone is tagging their friend in the post. I would say someone tagging their friend in your post is the easiest way to tell it's a genuine comment, because if someone's just going to comment to try and get your attention and to get you onto their account to follow them, it's unlikely they're going to tag a friend. But if they find something funny or sad or inspiring and they want their friend to know, they'll go ahead and tag them, which is very, very genuine. If your content compels people to comment on your posts and it's real and genuine, that is worth much more than a like. It shows Instagram that your content is getting reactions, and they love that because it shows that you're engaging with it way more than simply just double tapping. You're actually going to the effort of dropping a comment. Now, moving on to shares and saves, and these are absolutely golden in the algorithm. Obviously, if someone shares your content, it puts your post in front of a whole new range of people, especially when they share it to their story rather than just like sending it to a friend. Someone shares your content to their story, that is massive. Now, not only does this show Instagram that they really enjoy your content and are potentially going to rank your content higher, but there's also the obvious benefit of you getting exposure to all of this person's audience. And the cool thing with this is usually people surround themselves with people very similar to themselves. So if you post about a certain niche, maybe you post about golf, all of your followers are likely going to be golfers. It's unusual for someone to follow a golf page if they don't enjoy golf. And so if someone is a golfer, chances are they have a ton of friends who are also golfers. They might be golfers they play with. It might be other people they've met online that also play golf. Chances are that's who they surround themselves with, other people who are like-minded. So if they're sharing your content to their story, chances are a lot of their followers are also interested in what you post, and that's a great way to grow. It can also help you go viral, because if your followers share your content and then their followers see that and share it, it just has a massive viral effect. Now, aside from shares, saves are the biggest indicator to Instagram that someone genuinely loves your content and wants to see more of it. Literally, they've saved it so they can see that content content more and see it again and come back to it later. That is literally the biggest compliment you can give to a piece of content, saving it so you can come back and look at it a second or a third or a fourth or a fifth time. On top of this, it also increases the session time, which is great, because if someone checks out your post and they, consume it for a few seconds and they're like, hey, I want to see that again, they save it and then they come back and they spend a few seconds on it, and then they come back a few months later and they spend a few more seconds on it. You're like doubling or tripling or even quadrupling the session time on that piece of content, which Instagram do track and they love. So in order of the most important reactions to aim for in the algorithm, I would say the best thing to target is shares. If you can get a ton of people sharing your content, that shows Instagram that it's very, very good. The second most important is saves, because again, if someone saves your content, that means they really like it. Now, comments are the next one down. Again, especially if it's people tagging their friends or leaving genuine comments, they're really important inside the algorithm. And then last is likes. Now, likes are not at the point where they don't matter whatsoever. Definitely not. They do matter, but they are the least of the four. You do want to be targeting comments, shares, and saves as much as possible, but obviously don't turn down likes, because a lot of likes is still a great indication that people enjoy your content, and it's better that someone does like your content than doesn't like it, so you don't want to throw that away. But how can you actually go about getting more shares, saves, comments, and likes on your content so that you do better inside of the algorithm? The easiest way to do this is to post some sort of content that invokes some sort of emotion inside of your viewers and your audience. For example, if you write a sad story or a funny story or an inspirational story, you can create a feeling or a certain emotion inside of your audience very easily that is going to compel them to share it or save it or comment on it or tag their friends or something along those lines. The other great way to do this is to educate people. This could be through a video, through an Instagram TV, through a reel, through an infographic, or even like a carousel style piece of content. If your content teaches people how to do something and they enjoy it, they are very likely to share it, save it, or at the very least comment and thank you for your education. All of which are great for the algorithm. If they share it to their audience, it gives you new exposure. If they save it to come back to it later for when they need that education or that tutorial or whatever it is that you posted, again, very good. Or if they comment thanking you or asking you a question, again, very good. On top of this, if your content teaches people something like some form of tutorial or tips, people are often likely to watch that multiple times, which is very, very good for the session time on that content. If you post a tip about investing and it is a 10-second long clip about how to trade stocks, for example, people might watch that 2 or 3 or 4 times over. They might watch it 2 or 3 times in a sitting, save it, and then come back and watch it when they're at their desk and ready to trade. This here can give you 2, 3, 4, 500% watch time on your content, which is very, very powerful and will help you go viral, especially on Instagram Reels, because they're getting pushed like crazy at the moment. Another really important thing is to make sure all of your content is very intentional. Ask yourself, would this grab your attention? Would it create an emotion? Would it help someone with something? Would it teach someone something? Or are you simply just whacking out a subpar piece of content so that you can make sure you post 5 times a week or 3 times a week or whatever random number you've decided? Like I say, everything you post should be very intentional. If you post something subpar to make up the numbers and it gets less engagement than usual, then the next time that you post, you're going to get less reach. This is purely because Instagram realized last time a bunch of people saw your post but didn't engage with it because it was subpar, and so they are less likely to show that piece of content to them next time you post. And if you consistently do this and half your posts are sort of just average because you're trying to make up for a certain amount of posts per week, this will significantly hurt you. Every time you post, it should be top tier stuff that grabs people's attention and gets them to engage in some way, shape, or form. If you want to post something random that might be a little bit off topic or isn't super high quality, maybe it's a grainy photo or a funny photo or a picture of your family that isn't really relative to your niche, chuck it on your Instagram story. That is totally fine. Just don't put it in your feed. Speaking of stories, I am thinking of making a video which will show you how to double your Instagram story views in 24 hours or less. If you want to see that, just let me know in the comments below. Also, if you do want to learn a bit more about the specifics of the Instagram algorithm, I've got a more in-depth video on this inside of my brand new Instagram crash course, which is linked below and only $9, so you should jump in. And that's it for today's video. I will see you all next time.